What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another update on transfer deadline day, and we've got a few more confirmed deals to talk about. And let's start off with Bryan Gil, as he has joined Valencia on loan till the end of the season. He's come out on social media and talking about how it's great to be back close to his family and stuff like that. Him and his family very happy to be there. He's also said to Spurs fans that he will be back. And yeah, I'll definitely be keeping a close eye on him and Valencia for the rest of the season to see how he gets on there.
Yeah, he said "see you soon," didn't he, on his tweet in reply to the loan being confirmed by Valencia. And yeah, it's just a bit disappointing that he's left after 6 months on a 6-month loan, but it is only a 6-month loan, not an 18-month loan, which were the rumours before. So hopefully we can, revisit this in the summer, see how he does on loan at Valencia, and if he really has a good second half of the season, maybe he can come back with a bit more confidence, a bit more ability to get more involved in the first team. I think he came to Tottenham as a very young player with a lot of potential, but he hasn't quite grown into himself. I don't think he has the physicality to be really impacting games right now in the Premier League. I just think that's just where he's at. Players develop at different speeds, and I think he did well in Spain, but he hasn't had like a proven track record of consistently like providing goals and assists yet. And I think at Tottenham maybe it was just too soon getting and drafting him right into the first team. I think you could see that by how sparingly he was used by both managers he was played under. So I think the loan move is good for him, and hopefully he can speed up his development, getting regular game time.
Yeah, the only thing is that we know, we've seen how he can get on in Spain before, and for me, I'm not sure how this loan move is going to work, but I would have much preferred to see him go to an English side and get regular game time in the Premier League or even at the top of the Championship, to be fair, to get him up to the physical, get him up to speed of the physical side of the English game. I'm not too sure about this loan to back to Spain in terms of his development.
I think it'll help him. Regular game time in a decent team like Valencia. I think it's better than sitting at Tottenham.
Yeah, look, it's better than sitting on the bench and not getting any game time at all. Yeah, for sure. But I thought in terms of for his development and coming back to Tottenham and to go straight back in, I think a loan move to an English side would have been a lot better for his development.
Yeah, but it might not have been on the table.
Yeah.
So I think it's better than nothing.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's better than nothing. That's for sure. That's, yeah, completely true. But let's move on from Bryan Gil and let's talk about Giovanni Lo Celso, who has joined Villarreal on loan till the end of the season. I believe Romano said there is a buy option, but we don't know how much it is for. And this one is very sad, to be honest, because when he first came to Spurs alongside Tanguy and Ndombele, he came with a big reputation, and he came in and he knuckled down straight away, and he was one of our better players as soon as he moved in from that period just before lockdown in 2020, and he was definitely one of our better players. He showed his physical side of the game, he showed his technical side of the game, and I thought that he was really good when he came in. I thought, you know what, we got a real player on our hands. He's hit the ground running. And from then on, it was just injury after injury. Couldn't get him on the pitch as much, anywhere near as much as we would have liked or he would have liked. And unfortunately, with the amount of game time he's had, it just hasn't worked. And when he has had games as of late, he just hasn't performed as well. So I think it's the right move, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a massive shame for me because I was always a massive fan of Giovanni Lo Celso, and I've seen how good he's especially played at international level. But I thought, as you say, earlier in his Tottenham career under Mourinho, remember there was a time when Mourinho said he wouldn't swap Lo Celso for anyone in the Premier League.
And also there was a time when Mourinho first came in and was like, I don't believe in this guy. And then he quickly won him over very quick, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was playing great. I mean, I remember we were all fully on the Lo Celso trade just after lockdown and all that kind of stuff. Like, I thought he was playing really well. And it's just a shame. Like, someone of Lo Celso's ability, he should have scored a lot more than one Premier League goal. I think he got one goal this whole time at Tottenham. I think I was against City when we beat them 2-0. Like, he should be, scoring a lot more, assisting a lot more, but unfortunately wasn't able to impact games as much as his quality suggests he should. And I don't know what it is. I mean, I feel like he's had a lot of fans on his back for a while, and now there's probably, they'll feel justified seeing as he's going out on loan with looking like he's going out the back door. But look, if that's what Conte wants, then fair enough. I've always believed he's a player who could be a very good player for us, but to be fair, especially the last 18 months, he's been a massive letdown for me personally. Really big letdown. I've always been looking for, wait till he gets back fit, wait till he gets back fit, get him back on the pitch. I'm sure he'll prove his doubters wrong. But he was never able to do it, unfortunately, and that's the biggest disappointment for me. So hopefully the option to buy is a decent fee. Maybe we can get that through the door and we can just move on from this situation. I'm sure he's going to do well in his Villarreal out in Spain, because that's where he did better. So it's a shame, but it is what it is. We have to move on from it.
Yeah, ultimately the amount of time we got him on the pitch for the amount of money that we paid for him was nowhere near enough. We were big backers of him on this channel. And unfortunately, we never got it back after that run he got in 2020, where he was really good. So it's another one like Tanguy and Ndombele, where we're going to think about what could have been with these kind of players, because they do have immense talent. But unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. Another one that wasn't to be. And it just shows that transfer window was just absolutely shocking that year after we got Champions League final with Tanguy and Ndombele, 65 million. Celso, what was it, 50 million or something, like 40 million?
It was a 15 million loan and then 30 million transfer, 27 million transfer, so about 40 something.
Yeah, about 40, 45 million for him. Sessegnon coming in as well for quite big money, only starting to get into the team now. And Jack Clark as well, who we signed for 10 million. And 3 of those players have gone out the door in this window, which is mad to think about. But that's Giovanni. He has gone to Villarreal on loan. I don't really expect to see him back at Tottenham. And that depletes our midfield. And let's move on to the next one, which shows you how much our midfield is depleted, because Antonio Conte has blocked a move for Harvey White to go out on loan in this transfer window because of the lack of midfield options in the squad. Which is mad, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was set to go on loan early in the day, and maybe it's because of I don't know if moves failed to materialise, or just it's become apparent that we're seriously lacking midfield options.
Apparent,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, now it looks like we're going to be relying on Harvey White in the second half of the season, especially as a player to add a bit more depth to the midfield, because we've only got Winks, Skip, Højbjerg and Bentancur now. That's our midfield 4. So we got no depth for beyond that. So I guess we can't really afford for Harvey White to go alone. Just in case we get a couple of injuries, then we're really, really short.
Yeah. So that's the Harvey White situation. He will be staying at Spurs beyond the transfer window. Contrary to reports, there were teams like Portsmouth were in for him, who had him last year. Hull were in for him, and a few other clubs out of League One and the Championship. But Steven Bergwijn, the next one, Fabrizio Romano has confirmed he will be staying at Tottenham past the transfer window. He says it's over for Steven Bergwijn to Ajax. Deals are not going to happen, as Tottenham want 25 million euros and Antonio Conte prefers to keep the player. Ajax are not going to complete the agreement with Spurs today, as per Mike Verwedge of Ajax.
Yeah, so that's good news. I think that Steven Bergwijn, we need him in the squad. He's going to be a valuable member of the team going into the latter part of the season. He's just coming to form as well, and it would make little sense to me getting rid of signing Kulusevski and getting rid of Steven Bergwijn. That would make little sense to me. So I'm pretty happy that he's going to be part of the team, and hopefully he can continue his good form, and I'm looking forward to him being part of the team, because I think he's playing well recently, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in this renewed confidence.
Definitely,
whether it be central or on the left, where I think he's been playing a bit better centrally recently. So I think that's good news for everyone.
And, after that West Ham game, and especially after the Leicester game, we were saying it doesn't really make too much sense for Bergwijn to leave now, especially with the comments that Conte keeps making about him, about how trustworthy he is and how he's one of the trusted players. So I'm happy Bergwijn's staying. Hopefully he can kick on now and repay the faith shown by Antonio Conte. But let's move on, talk about Marcus Edwards now, as Marcus Edwards has joined Sporting Lisbon. And you might ask, how does this affect Tottenham? Well, it affects Tottenham because they have more or less a 50% sell-on clause. So he has gone for around, 14.5 million, something like that?
15 million euros. So we're
15 million euros, and we've got in return about 7.5 million euros in return. So
pretty good.
Not bad as well. Not bad at all. Okay. And, we were all saying at the time, Marcus Edwards, maybe his attitude wasn't right, but he's definitely got a lot of ability around him. He's done really well in the Portuguese league, earning himself a move to the biggest team in Portugal, or one of the biggest team in Portugal anyway.
Yeah, definitely. So great move for him, and great to see him progressing. So fair play to him, doing well out in Portugal. We're interested to see how he does do out in Sporting Lisbon, where he has to step it up a bit, more expectation on him. But good thing for Tottenham, 7.5 million for a player that you know, we've forgotten about a long time ago, even though we knew he had a lot of ability. But it looks like he did well to put the 50% sell-on clause in that. So maybe we can put that money to good use.
Yeah. And there's actually been some breaking news before we end the video, and it's actually on Dele Alli. David Ornstein is bringing us an exclusive 1 minute ago as of recording. He says Newcastle make a dramatic late attempt to pip Everton to Dele Alli signing after losing out on Lingard. Newcastle have inquired to take Dele on loan just as permanent Everton move enters the final stages. Unclear if it'll succeed. And I think if Newcastle are looking to loan and we've already got a permanent deal with Everton, I can't really see us agreeing a loan move, to be honest.
Unless there's more guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Which means an obligation to buy for a decent amount. At the moment, the Everton deal could raise to around 40 million, they're saying, if certain criteria is met. So if Newcastle want to pay a decent loan fee and maybe an option to buy for 35, 40 million, could happen, but it seems unlikely at this point. Are they going to do that? If they're looking for a loan deal, don't know, it just seems unlikely.
Yeah, I agree. But look, we'll have to see how it plays out. Seems though the transfer window isn't dead just yet. Ali Gold has been talking about the coming hours from now until the end of the window. I mean, what's he been saying, Ali Gold?
He said that Tottenham haven't completely ruled out any more incomings between now and the end of the window. However, it is the expectation that Bentancur and Kulusevski will be the only signings this window. So he's keeping us on the hook a tiny bit, but it looks like our business probably is done for the day after Dele Alli gets confirmed. So we'll see. We'll see what if there's any last-minute surprises. Very unlikely, but let's hope for some.
Yeah. All right. So that is your Tottenham update. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any thoughts regarding any of the news stories we brought you today. Lo Celso out the door. Harvey White is staying. Bryan Hill out the door. Dele Alli with a late twist potentially could be going to Newcastle as opposed to his Everton deal that we brought to you before. And obviously the old news of today is Tanguy Ndombele has gone out the door, and obviously Dejan Kulusevski and Rodrigo Bentancur are through the door. If anything does happen from now until the end of the window, obviously we'll keep you updated as and when that happens, but at the moment that is as things stand. Thanks everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.